evening and welcome to Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. This is Raph streaming to you live high above the keep in the hot air balloon. Tonight we have a very special guest, Bless, with Neindorf and I. Bless, how you doing?
I'm alright. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
All right, thanks for being here. Neindorf, how are you today?
Yeah, it's start of a good week. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I just bought a Raspberry Pi, which will play into a lot of the conversations we have later today. Just showed up today. I started trying to read the beginner's guide, which is absolutely what I need while the Gen 1s were going to bed. So, yeah, ready to start the week and, really ready to dive into some DFK here. Do you have a question of the day you want to kick us off with?
Yeah, so this I think this is probably a repeat question actually, but I think it's one of those that we need to ask ourselves periodically just to kind of as the game changes and the dynamics of this game change. And it's so how many heroes is enough heroes? This question I feel like is going to keep coming up forever. So what do you think?
Bless, I'll let you go first. How many heroes do you have right now?
I
And I
don't
guess
know.
how many is enough, too?
Right.
I don't know how many I have. Here, let me look at my wallet really quick. I got two different. This one I have 42, and I think I have about 20 or so. So probably between 60 and 70.
Okay.
Nice.
Um, but how many is enough? I think that depends on, how you want to play the game. Um, Enough for what, I guess would be
Exactly. Yes, that.
my question.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have, yeah, I have around 50 right now. I guess, when I try to, I think enough for what is a great way to break down the question. I have 12 that I have as minors on one wallet where my lock jewel is. And then I'm leveraging the diff key service, and I know I want to talk about this a little bit later in the podcast. But I have another 40 or so heroes over there, 37 to be exact, where I'm just questing and trying to build up my inventory of items. I started to go down the path of mapping this out in Excel today. How many heroes do you need to keep your stamina pots going nonstop? And I'm not all the way there yet, but I think you need 17 fishers and 17 foragers if you wanted to generate the items from fishing and foraging nonstop to keep them going. And I need to calculate it out for gold. So that's I guess my take on the question. Ninorf,
Nice.
how about you?
Yeah, so similar in my mind, right? So since I had the Dread Knight summon, I was kind of gonna do the same thing. I think I've got about 19 heroes in the Auto Quest wallet, and I probably had that running for about a week, I would say. And I sold all the uh, like the garbage items that are just utilities only in gold, like the red leaf and the red fin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so after I had done that, I had enough items to only make, was it four stamp pots? And gold was primarily the limiting factor.
Right.
I was a little like, wow, it took almost a week to earn enough for four stamp pots. So I was a little kind of disheartened by that, and that almost just kind of got me wanting to turn some of those heroes just back into gold, just sell them so that I can just straight up purchase with garden rewards and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
I think my number is getting smaller actually, as there's other things that are feeding Jewel um, into my account than just quest rewards. So I think my number is actually going. I'd like to get back down to around 20, I think, but and while it's combined, yeah, I'm quite a bit above that. So we'll have to see though. It is a lot of fun to quest them and see them come back, and those egg drops that you get are always way worth the money. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, it certainly is. So let's go. I apologize, Bless. I forgot to do an introduction for you. So before we get too far down the rabbit hole, give us a brief introduction on yourself, and you're a developer inside the DFK community. active participant on Discord and on the Kingdom Builder website. Maybe shill the project that you're working on now and give us a quick intro to who you are.
Sure. Well, my name's Bless, as you mentioned. Well, the project, like you said earlier, I'm working on a handful of different projects. It's all listed on the Kingdom Building website, and ideally we wanted to do an in-game enhancement with Kingdom Studios to introduce a dungeon crawler. And there's several things that come along with that. You have to generate um, several monster models, the animations for those, there's the maps, new UI, uh, skills for the enemies. Since there's no active skills generated for the heroes, those need to be done. So we've been trying to work with Kingdom Studios to find out, the specifics on what they want, so we're minimizing the amount of work that's being done, but in the background we're still, doing our thing and creating what we think is most beneficial while we're waiting for a response from Kingdom Studios. So after the grant proposal, they kind of took that off the table due to what Harmony is going through, and they're not supporting um, DFK through the grant program until Kingdom Studios finds another partner or the grants open back up. We kind of downgraded the proposal from doing the whole dungeon crawler, giving them all this stuff to, hey, what if we just create hero, or excuse me, weapon NFTs. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a lot of pixel art, and you go down through the bottom if you want to ignore all the too long didn't read details. People are more than welcome to read there, but at the top, like I said, if anyone reaches out to me, bless $ or pound 9326 on Discord. I'm happy to make custom pixel weapons for anybody to your liking. These are just concept backgrounds. Obviously they can be put onto cards like the hero NFTs or the pets, and it's enough to just go um, onto the DFK game and look into the API, and that's just their application program interface, and pull whatever image you need, like the card backgrounds, the shiny holographic, and so I'm really just trying to work with Kingdom Studios to figure out what they need help with, and we want to help build out the game and make it good, and so
Well,
that's the project in a nutshell.
Well, Bless, I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate the offer for making some custom items. And you kind of spoiled my surprise question that I was going to spring at you at the end. So we're just going to jump into it now. Um, I was wondering if we could make a contest or some kind of giveaway. We'll have to come up with what that is, but where we could get one of your viewers or our viewers or a shared viewer to help participate in creating a weapon. Is that something that you'd be open to?
Of course, I'd love to do that.
That would be awesome. As I'm going down through these, I absolutely love the flavor text in this, so I'm really excited for that. Neindorf, have you had a chance to check some of these out?
Yeah, I have. I mean, some of them they're like they just take me back to a time in the past or a game in the past, or like, you know, what is it like at a like is the Zelda shield, like, oh man, like I just it's awesome. These are pretty great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, Bless, you at one point, I think it was a podcast. I think it was actually Sergeant Filthy McNasty's that I was listening to, where you called out that one of your influencing games growing up was, or maybe not growing up, but something that influenced you was Gauntlet Legends. Is that right?
Yeah, that's actually the initial proposal that I put in was a concept based off of on GitHub. Someone had done a decompilation and had the existing code for the Nintendo 64 version of Gauntlet Legends.
Yeah.
So I initially pitched that to Kingdom Studios. I'm like, hey, look, this guy already has like a almost complete full decompilation. I'm like, why don't we just use this existing code, for, obviously not just use the Gauntlet Legends code, but look at it and you know see how they're implementing the access, the grid, and all that, and so. But I loved it playing up, growing up, man. I remember
Oh,
going to like network video and going to like the arcade and throwing quarters in and just sitting there and.
yeah.
Uh,
I remember when it came out on GameCube. That gives you kind of indication of how old I was when I started playing games. But playing it on GameCube with and four people, that was I did that before getting into Diablo, or maybe some of your more serious RPGs or MMO. Well, I guess it can't be an MMORPG when it's on a local console, but yeah, 4-player RPG, and I have so many fond memories.
so we used to call landing
Specifically,
back in the day, right?
yeah, absolutely. So much fun, and you quickly realize, who the friends that you want to play video games with, and the ones you don't want to invite the next time.
Fair enough.
All right, so and then we can check you out on YouTube as well. Bless DFK at midnight. Go subscribe.
Yeah, lots of actually there's tutorials, not really tutorials, but I'd be happy to make tutorials on, you know, no, I've always been to art my whole life, and my
Yeah.
family's very artistic, and
Okay,
um,
so maybe this is it. I wanted to tie to this later. So maybe this is the concept of what we need to come up with. Um, we've been searching. We've been partnering with DFK Fight Club and with the Bogside Chats crew. Also, go check out their YouTube channel, and they're putting on a tournament later this month, Fight Club Invitational Tournament. I'll go ahead and put, actually, it's in the show notes already, and I have it pinned in the YouTube chat right now. Go sign up for that. Maybe what we could do, and one of the things we were chatting about going back and forth is we were wondering, does anyone know how to mint an NFT? So I guess I'll ask you, Bless. Do you know how to mint an NFT?
yeah, I've actually have some. I actually did mint one on Harmony.
Wow.
That's partially how I got to DFK was I followed Harmony into DeFi Kingdoms.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I believe that they had a trophy NFT minted already, but maybe we could also come up with some kind of weapon that we could create that gets minted for maybe the winner of the tournament. They get to participate in coming up with helping come up with some ideas for that NFT weapon. That'd be pretty cool.
I think it's Da Vinci. I think Da Vinci is. It's been a while since I looked at it. I don't even know if it's ever sold. So it wouldn't be anything anyone would recognize it. It was like just something. I was gonna make like a NFT trading card game, and kind of like the old Dragon Ball Z or I remember what is it, Annie Mayhem. If anybody was a Dragon Ball Z fan, Annie Mayhem cards. That was actually the last. I was yeah, it was y'all's podcast last time we were talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
So,
we yeah, I brought it back for that one for sure.
but yeah, I love the Annie Mayhem and card game, and I just love the look and the design of those cards, and it's really nostalgic. The the NFTs are coming back, but it's like it's digital now, so you don't got to worry about the quality of your card in your hand anymore because you have it digitally, and there's a smart contract that comes with it, and you have rights, and there's utility with it. So that's why I'm really hyped on DFK, and um, it's the only project that I'm following right now that has anything to do with NFTs. So
Yeah, me
um,
too. I honestly I feel like kind of going back to the hero question before, but um, there's so much green space here, and I can't help but put all my brain power towards this one, which probably isn't diversifying the resources, Nine North. But I don't think you've strayed very far from the DFK well either, right?
No, no, not a bit. Honestly, it's when you find something that you truly enjoy and you like, and it kind of hits on your past and your present, and especially as a developer, I kind of found a place to put some extra effort, and it's been rewarding in terms of both learning and having this podcast where we get to just come and talk about it honestly. So yeah, I have no need to look elsewhere yet. I mean, this is basically
Right.
fulfilling that itch, and it's very doing a very good job, I would say.
Well, we got a nice update on what you're working on, Bless. Neindorf, maybe you could kind of transition us into our standard dev dive
Sure.
segment here. What have you been working on for building for the ADFK site?
Yeah, so right now, I'm trying to keep adding. Well, it's kind of similar to what they're doing in the game. I'm trying to add more feature parity across to Crystal Vale. So, I had added the ability for people to get alerts on heroes that go up for sale. So there'll be more added to that. For example, the prices at Crystal over there are different. So we'll probably put like a checkbox in on your alerts where you can say, hey, no, I want this only in Sarandale, or I want it in Crystal Vale, or I want it in both. I'm kind of working on stuff like that. The next big one is the market data apps is going to have to change quite a bit because they're starting to add more items and duplicate decks. So basically, there's a duplicate decks for a lot of our items now. So you kind of have to consider, is milkweed on Sarandale a good buy, or is milkweed over on Crystal Vale a good buy? And so, kind of some of these things, that I need to keep up with so that we have all the data to our users. Um, and another, I guess this is kind of a question I have leading out of this. Maybe you guys have a thought, but I was a little surprised when the DFK team said that they released, some of these pairs on the decks in Crystal Vale, that they like did a bunch of duplicates. So like they paired all the items with, I think it was Crystal, AVAX, and USDC. Uh, you know, in my opinion, that's kind of the whole point of the Uniswap router, is to route between pairs. So I was a little surprised that they split their initial, liquidity 3x when they could have just picked, you know, here's your crystal pair, and if you want to route it to one or Jewel or ETH or whatever you choose, go ahead. So what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I tested it out. I was able to pair um, Jewel and Crystal. I'm trying to look at it right now to see what exactly it, because it makes you import all the contracts. If anybody's been on Crystal, you got to import your contracts yourself, go through and manage it. And I thought maybe Tears and Chivas runes, and so I watched it for a couple days, and I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish. Is it like people are adding the items to the liquidity pools to kind of I'm not exactly sure what their intent of it is. So
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what my thought was too. Because I mean, if they consolidated all of their, say, initial liquidity in these pairs, just in single pair per item, I thought their money maybe could have gone a little further. Um, and I know people don't like routing like multiple hops. Like if I want to get from an egg to US dollar coin, some people are like, well, you got to pay a little extra to route it through Jewel, but it's so marginal that, I mean, that's the whole point of the router. So yeah, not a big deal. I was just a little surprised that they're deciding to choose all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure as these items get more and more, you know, more out there, and more and more people are depositing liquidity, it probably won't make a difference.
I agree with that.
I'm trying to get it to load right now to see if there's different pairs I can create. Like, can I do item to item? I'm trying to make a pool for that right now, like DFK Tears to DFK Frost Bloater. I don't think that's working. Oh, actually, it is. It is letting me do it.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So I could, and it's letting me do the amount that I want. So I'm just gonna say 1,000 DFK Tears and 100 Frost Bloaters into a pool. Create pool.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, I guess
Maybe it's not letting me do it. I don't know. It let me set up. Let me add the seeds. Wait.
I guess it lets them kind of bury some assets in game, and lets the user speculate on.
What does it do for the user?
I guess they have to be speculating on the trading between those two items, right? That are in the pair.
Right. Because so as a user who wants to make an investment, you would choose, and this is not financial advice as always. Um,
Yeah.
you choose a pair where you feel like you can get enough volume that your, what is it, 0.2% fee times your percentage of the pool is going to make you some sort of a return on your investment that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
So it's constantly, that's the only
So it's
question you
all
really got
just
to ask
like a
yourself.
speculation on they're going very open market with this
Yes.
approach then.
It's not doing much right now because it's like there is no everything's not out on Crystalville. There's
Right.
so much stuff on Cyrandale still that people have to do their mining and they have to do their gardening. So and people aren't. And obviously, Jewel is less expensive than Crystal, so there's not that much more incentive to going to Crystalville other than just getting off of Harmony, which is enough incentive for me. But
Yeah.
at a stand back, look at the broad concept of it. It's like it's kind of like a wait and see. But I mean, Jewel or Crystal linked to Shiva's runes, which I did for like the first couple days, and I think I owned like 30% of the pool because I put a bunch in there. And I don't know, I made like a jewel or a crystal in like 3 days.
A
So
rune. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. Even if it times tens this, is it worth it? And then at that point, more people are going to be in the pool, so I'm going to have to increase the amount of Shiva's runes and crystals that I have in there, and then obviously the transaction will increase. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be something in the future that is beneficial, but I mean, it's better than your crystals or your jewels just sitting around and your items just sitting around. So, but for that, I always just use the jeweler or another LP that's giving me admission. So, I guess it's an option.
Yep. Yeah,
Right.
and it's one that you don't have to pay that withdrawal fee. If you know it's going to be a short term, like say it's like a 5 day deposit, right? You can scrape a little bit of extra income without having to pay that extra fee. So I think, and I have a fair amount in Jewel Gold just because there were a lot of people who were getting kind of the runaround from some of those. They were getting front run by those bots, and we talked about that in the past. And so I was like, you know what? I'll buy a little Jewel Gold and put it in there because if everybody buys a little Jewel Gold and put it in there, that bot's going to have a hard time moving the market, and front running isn't going to be nearly as profitable. So, and I just kind of sat on it, and I don't even. So the problem is I didn't keep track of what it was at when I deposited
Yeah.
it, so I don't know if it's grown. Uh,
Right.
so
Thank you.
whoops on my part. Plus, I'm
So
thinking about draining it for sandpot creation. So yeah.
yeah. So discussion a couple places to go from here. We need to do a Dread Knight update, but
Oh
also
yeah.
let's talk. Before we do that, let's go to the AMA today, and there was a question about gold being a deflationary asset, and I guess what I honestly, and I mean, yeah, well, I don't admit to being any kind of smart, but I wasn't aware or didn't really understand the concept that they're still minting gold right now. When does that stop, or when does that go away, and how does that affect the jobs that you're performing when you're mining?
So I guess my understanding is that there is no limit to gold. Gold can be infinitely mint. The problem is it really the only way to get it is to burn stamina. Basically, items convert stamina into gold. It's kind
Sure.
of the way you create gold. Um, so other than people actually doing profession quests or some sort of quest, there is no way to get gold. So there is a limit to how much can be created. Um, and then obviously with all the stampots being made, there is a huge sink for gold.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think, or even also, I think some of the duels, I forget,
Yeah,
some of that
duels.
does the gold get burned or does that all the gold just go to the gold pot? I see, I forget the details on that one.
Did Hubert answer that in the AMA today?
Not this, not this AMA. I'm pretty sure, if not all of it, a large portion of it goes to the pool. So it depends on how many people actually, you know, participate in duels per. I think what is on a weekly basis for the pot.
Yep.
And so there's a deflationary utility, but what they talked about during the AMA today was, Dreamer answered the question, and basically what he was saying was that, how he understands it is inflationary is adding supply, and deflationary is removing supply. And what they're planning to do is add utility on the deflationary side. So, but and they didn't have any direction on adding any more inflationary ways to get gold. So is gold gonna be a huge key? Is it just gonna keep getting more deflationary? So I mean, buying a lot of gold right now could potentially be beneficial, but at the same time, DFK could be like, okay, hey, gold was way too expensive. We need to add another inflationary measure. So at this time, it looks like they're trying to make it more deflationary, which I believe is a good idea. But that's just my
That's
thoughts.
interesting.
And even
I
like,
was thinking.
go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, even like the change in like having profession quests where you earn more gold, and then once they release or excuse me, the training quest where you receive more gold, and then once they come out with the level 10 profession quests, um, presumably you're getting more items and less gold. That might be something I don't. We got to pay attention to this one for sure.
Well, see, Raventoe asked, couldn't you get gold by getting some AVAX and trading it in for gold? Yes. However, the way that the DEX works is based off the liquidity that's being basically traded. So, you could go and buy like 10 AVAX, and how much gold that's worth, I have no idea. Probably.
A lot.
A good jillion.
Well, you'd be surprised. So, how much is AVAX going for? Like 18, 19, $20?
I guess yeah. I haven't
Yeah,
paid
about
attention.
20, I'd say.
Well, let's just say, for numbers' sake, let's just say it's worth like 5 million gold.
Yeah.
Um, yes, you can buy gold with those tokens, but when the liquidity runs out, then gold just becomes more valuable, because when the pool's low, then the price increases. Because if people are just holding it, which I'm sure a lot of people are doing, but
And I think for reference, I think it's worth noting that right now there is roughly somewhere between 10 and 11 million gold in the liquidity pool with, I don't know, 1 or 2,000 jewel, like for whatever the ratio is. So
somebody could
yeah, so
bump it, right?
you
You
10
could
million
swap it.
is about what's out there.
You could swipe it all. Like the liquidity for DFK gold to jewel is 5.3K. So if you had $6,000, you bought $6,000 worth of gold right now, you would see that little blue line just probably skyrocket.
Oh yeah, your first gold would be cheap, and your last single gold would be like a jewel per.
And then you
Right.
just be like, and then I mean, it could happen, and I'm watching the prices right now, so, people are, it's just back and forth, and it really hasn't gone anywhere. If you look over the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the last bump that it even had that was even significant was, what is that, somewhere between, is it July? No,
So it would have been when Pets released. That was the
Right.
June,
last
Yeah.
huge,
June
because then all of a sudden
24th.
people realized. See, and I think that one is a sink for gold as well. You have to pay
Mm-hmm.
that gold fee. I don't
Yeah,
believe that
I
one goes
forgot about
anywhere. I think
that.
that burns.
Yep, I forgot about pets. So yeah, that could be a huge thing. And also they're talking about the feeding of the pets. So, maybe
I think it'll be like inversely a sink to gold, right? Because now you're not trading items for gold. So, if I'm thinking about my math correctly, or I might be just getting confused.
Yeah, I mean I think well, so I don't know how long it'll be, but once the green and yellow eggs come out, I think you're going to see another huge spike in gold as people are sitting on all these eggs and they don't have enough gold to fast open them.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see another run. So in my opinion, I do agree gold is a
NFA.
good investment.
Yeah. Not financial advice. Uh,
The
Yep.
gold eggs too, because people are gonna
yeah,
be like, hey, when gold egg pets come out, they're gonna what? The only way they're gonna have to be able to get one is go and
fine. Yeah,
buy one or
Great point.
win one from the raffles, which you have to spend gold to do
yeah.
duels. So it's look
Right.
it's looking like gold's gonna become pretty deflationary, but we'll see what happens.
No doubt.
All right. So let's talk about heroes a little bit. I want to dive more into the botting subject. Uh, Blackwing's asking about the Diffkey pricing tiers and our thoughts on that. So we can talk about botting, and then we can talk about your Dread Knight Eindorf.
Sure.
All right, so for those of you out there, who may not be caught up on the last few streams, Neindorf and I have been using Thanos's Diffkey botting tool, and we've been on this probably you've been on a little longer than I have. You're a bit more of an early adopter,
Yeah.
and it for me it's been I think about a month, and he recently just changed his pricing tiers, and I certainly don't blame him. I think it's actually good for him that he has the market segment built up now where he can command a price for the bot that he has. And so now there's 3 tiers. There's a bronze tier, a silver tier, and a gold tier. Gold tier is $100 per month, unlimited heroes, and gives you access to quite a few different features. Primarily stand potting, and I think that's the big one that at least I understand. I think there's a lot more flexibility in like what you can control inside the bot. I think you can also like prioritize gardens, and prioritize how you're sending out your miners in a specific way. And then when you go down to the silver tier, that allows you to do both profession quests and training quests, and that costs $50 a month. And then the bronze tier is $30 a month, and that gives you access to profession quests, auto profession questing for all of your heroes on both Serendale and on Crystal Vale. So Neindorf, I guess what are you thinking right now? You already kind of tipped your hand during the question earlier today. So are you thinking about toning down the number of heroes you have?
Yeah, I think so, and not necessarily because of the price. I agree. I think his prices are very fair. I mean, he has a product, and people, deserve to get paid for their work. For me, it's just kind of. I think it was the realization that even with the number I have, that it's still not going to make enough to make the stand pots that I require. So if either I got to go summon a whole bunch of heroes who are going to be level 1, and so they're not going to be producing right away, or it seems to me that I might just sell a few, maybe drop more into the Jewel 1 pair, so that my gardener out there, my rare summoner, can pull in, double digit Jewel with every single quest run he goes out on.
Hmm.
That's going to get me a lot faster to the point of stampots. That's my personal situation, of course.
Or
You're
just
Go
go
ahead.
full,
Yeah.
or just go full degen and just talk to each one of your um, heroes as you manually send them and say, hey, and say their name, go full role play and
Got to sweet talk them.
yeah,
Yeah.
just, hey, bring me back some sweet loot,
Go
man.
get an egg this time.
So I've even heard with some people who will set the gas price to their lucky number or something like that when
Oh,
they're submitting transactions. Do you have any crazy rabbit's foot sort of thing?
I don't. Blessed you.
No, I mean, if I'm on Harmony and I'm trying to get something done, I just
Yeah, it feels.
I
Yeah,
just
you're
like
right. You're
type
right.
in a fucking high numbers, pardon my French. Um,
Yeah,
but
Uh,
yeah, 135's been working pretty good.
yeah. You gotta like that one is almost like a lucky rabbit's foot. You gotta be. I feel like patting your head, rubbing your belly, spinning counterclockwise, while jumping on one foot in order for the transactions to go through.
Speaking of rabbit's foot, I made a rabbit's foot for, I think it was White Rabbit requested one.
oh,
Yeah.
nice.
You see the rabbit's foot on there. But yeah, I'd love to make. I'm sorry if I'm changing the topic.
No, go
It's
for
No,
it.
you're good.
so it made me come up because I was like, wow, how am I gonna make a rabbit's foot? And I was just doing weapons, but I turned that into a trinket. So I'm like, I can't make a rabbit's foot into a weapon.
Right.
Or maybe I
You
can,
can pitter patter your enemies.
It does -1 damage.
unless I had like a bone sticking out of it or something and turned it into a dagger. But
So I gotta ask, does it boost luck?
Ooh.
it does.
All
Go
right.
check.
I need a rabbit's foot.
Bring it back. Bring it back up. Look at it, man.
Is it over? Is it in the weapons
Mhm.
URL?
Oh, I'm talking about on my web the build
Oh,
website.
you're gonna have to. Uh,
You can't miss it. It looks like a
oh
rabbit's foot.
yeah. There it is. Ancient rabbit's foot. Yeah, +10 luck, +5 vitality. I love this. Rabbit
That's just a
charm.
that's just a rare
Increase the
one.
increase the chance of finding rare items by 2%. Oh, I'm loving this already. Rabbit precision. Increase crit chance by 2%. Whew. This thing looks new, but it's really not. Rub me for good luck, or hold me, I suppose. I love your flavor text. So well done. All right, so that transitions us nicely. Let's
You
talk
want some good
about
flavor?
our favorite heroes that we have.
Yeah.
My favorite hero, I'll go first, is I have a level 9 thief, and I've been getting some really good rolls on luck. Last time I looked, he was the number 1 hero under level 10 in terms of total number of luck that he had. So I'm
Nice.
absolutely min-maxing everything when it comes to luck. I'm hoping for a really good roll when we get to level 10. I'm hoping some of those bonus points on my guy go towards that luck. So yeah, he's sitting on, and that may have changed. I'm operating under maybe a week, 2 weeks old information, but I have 37 luck at level 9 right now. So yeah, Bjornstar Sternbreeze or Bjorntar Sternbreeze. I absolutely love him. Bless, any favorite heroes that you have?
Oh man, it's so hard to pick.
You could punch a number into the hero ID if you want, hero viewer,
Yeah.
if you have one.
Um, yeah. Here you want me to just give you the number?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, damn. All right. Well, this one means the most to me. This is my
That's
paladin.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is 140453.
All right. Paladin. Oh, PJ Survivor. I love that.
Yeah. This is actually the daughter of my first hero that I paid $700 for, which was a common warrior forager.
Yeah, it's funny when like you've been through the highs and the lows of DFK, and you can like look back at like, oh my god, like what did I pay for this?
Uh,
But we might
oh,
be
that
looking back
reminds
at
me.
the flip side of that. I don't know. Not financial advice, but a year from now, I believe this game could blow up. So, I mean, these assets that are currently worth like 20 cents a jewel right now, I mean, they could be worth a ton in the future. Anyways, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it just reminds me of a little quirk or a bug I found today. I had used our alerts to get a hero on Crystal Veil. So I bought the hero with, I think it was like 95 crystal or something like that. I bridged it back over to Sarandale so I could use it. And then if you go to hero details, it says I paid 95 jewel. And I was like, hey, I don't think I paid 95 jewel. Like the little logo shows jewel. So I want to, I submit a report for them so they can, get the logo changed or something silly like that.
Oh, that's funny.
You gotta
Yeah.
quest this guy, man.
I think he's pending.
Oh, of course.
I can't. I got so many. He's got to wait in line.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
29 wisdom. That's pretty darn good. And
That's pretty
27
awesome.
vitality. Woo. PJ
That's a
paid
good
off.
gardener right
Yeah.
there.
His level up that he just did from 7 to 8, it made his class score go down according to
Wow.
DFK analytics. It was like 30 over 36, 36.10, and then I was like, oh yeah, let me get some stats, and I got like +3 with a
Rugged.
crystal.
Hard
crystal.
rugged on the level up.
And then so I'm like, okay, well at least maybe the class score went up, and it went down to
Ooh.
5. I'm like, oh god.
Um, All
And
right,
it
Neindorf.
probably only happens to the PJs though because of that plus 15 that they got.
Oh yeah.
Right.
All right,
Yeah,
Neindorf.
so
What's the number?
261,
261,
137.
137. All right, so I mean, I'm still coming down off the high of you pulling a Dread Knight
On
on
my
the
first
stream.
attempt.
So yeah, that's fantastic with an elite
uh,
ability as well. So well done.
yep. So
Oh,
I've done
25 strength. Oh my
yeah, in
good lord.
my last strength, the primary roll failed, and so he only got +1 on strength too.
Oh,
But it
solid.
had a triple on endurance to help that catch up. So I was
Okay.
pretty happy about the triple. So I think he's gotten like 11 points, 10 points, and 11 points on level ups. So far he's been absolutely hitting on all cylinders.
Solid. Solid.
I
And
need
you'll
to work
still
on that
get the
vitality.
uncommon boost too. So,
Yep, I need to work on that vitality a little bit. I think I'm going to focus on that between now and level 10, just to get that up so he starts getting some HP. I mean, he's not doing bad by any means at 352 at level 4, but I want to make sure that that's not his weakness, if you will. And he was boosted with a Wisdom Stone, and it was kind of funny if you flip that back over.
yeah.
Um, the Wisdom got absolutely no points in this last level up. I was like, oh, so that 25 that didn't have a chance to
Yeah.
kick in. It'll hit every once in a while, but and the 70 on the Wisdom on the primary also failed. So I was like, but hey, 11 points is 11 points.
11 points is pretty good. Yeah, I'll take that on my hero level ups, that's for sure.
It's definitely got me spoiled, and some of our viewers told me that would happen. When you do a few Dread Knight level ups in a row and you expect all your heroes to get like 10, and you
Tens.
get like a 4, and you're just like super pissed.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that about closes it up for our regular programming tonight. Bless, any closing comments you want to leave our viewers with?
Well, someone says I heard about a hero giveaway today.
Oh,
I'll give something away.
Oh, all right.
But I'd really like to go back to the proposition for getting involved with doing tutorials for people. If there's an interest out there for these weapons, and obviously I'm continuing to make them on Community Quest. I've actually stopped making them. I was making them daily, sometimes multiple weapons a day, but now I'm only doing them on Community Request because
Okay.
I'm waiting for feedback from Kingdom Studios. But I will make them for any community members. But yeah, I'll give a hero away. When are you guys gonna
nice.
come up with a some kind of game or something? No Dragon Ball Z questions.
Yeah.
uh, let's see. Thinking on your feet here. This is always a fun one. Or do you have a favorite movie or something, and have someone throw out a good quote, and then we'll pick through the list?
Oh, I like that.
That's
Oh, you want a favorite movie for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like just have people put their Discord name and then their a quote from that movie, like their favorite quote from that movie, and we'll see, and we'll let you pick which one you like best.
Okay, I won't. I'm not gonna do a favorite movie, but I watched this as a kid, and I watched it recently again. It's a classic, Monty Python and Ariel.
Oh,
Yes.
So
Yes.
oh,
Excellent.
I know that's filled with
Yeah,
some good
that's
quotes.
well,
So
yeah, congratulations listeners. You've been given a plethora of options to pick from.
great choice.
yeah. Do you want me to give you the hero number?
Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
let's bring it up.
Um, let's see.
So yeah, again, once we get you know, make sure you're posting your Discord name and your quote.
Yep.
Um, it's a monk. It's got 3 summons, Gen 4, 270 448. Nothing special, but it's a hero.
Wow, we broke 270. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, absolutely.
Good deal. like that vitality boost on him. The blue vitality.
Yep.
Yep, we're getting close to 300.
Foraging, you can go use them on Crystalville right away.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right, so let's. I'll check in on the Monty Python quotes here. All right, so we don't have anything in here yet, but yeah, I will. I'll save. All right, so Neindorf, you and I, we need to come up with our favorite movie quote for Monty Python as well.
Boy, it was like, I think it's got to be something about maybe if it grasps it with grasp it by the husk or something.
I actually had one over the the 4th of July. I bought a whole bunch of fireworks, and they were doing like the throw in, and so they were just throwing in things that were all over the place, and so there was like these hand grenade fireworks that they gave out, and they threw in.
Yeah.
And so then when we threw the hand grenade, it reminded me of thou shalt count to. What is it? They go, if thou shalt reach the 6, then thou hast counted too far.
Oh yeah.
That is like, oh, it kills me. So yeah, it was one of my.
How to use the? That's how to use the grenade or.
Yeah, the how to use.
Yeah,
it.
they're like
if thou hast counted to 2, thou hast not counted far enough.
He's like skip ahead.
Yeah.
like thou shalt not count to 3 unless thou art on thy way to 4, and 5 is out of the question.
Right. I gotta look this up.
It's so
Dude,
hard.
I like the one.
Hard
I got another one where he's like, "What, behind the rabbit? It is the rabbit."
Yeah. He's like, yeah, with the hand grenade, he's like 1, 2, 5. Yeah, it's so good.
3, sir.
Yeah.
I guess if the rabbit's foot I made was connected to that rabbit, it could be a weapon. I mean.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
They call him Tim.
Yeah. And then, of course, the whole bit on African or European. It's just
Yes.
with the laden wing speed of airspeed of a laden swallow. That's
There's so many are coming to me now. He's like, "I'm not dead yet." He's like, "Quiet, you will be soon."
yeah.
Bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead.
Your
dead.
Great movie.
So good.
I watched that like the last week or the week before last, and I'm like, man, I haven't seen this in forever. And
Yeah.
me and my wife were watching it, and the best part, I completely forgot about the coconut part.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's like, I see that you have coconuts.
Yeah.
This isn't a tropical area. How did you?
Yeah. Well, I suppose that a swallow could fly them here.
And that brings me to my favorite part. But that's the only hint that anybody's gonna get.
Okay. All right,
Very
so
nice.
we have a few quotes coming in here. Warren saying it's merely a flesh wound.
Oh
that's-
yes.
The Black Knight as he's getting dismantled.
I am surprised Arthur is so so good with the sword. Bro.
All right,
Caliber, man.
Big Mule, you were the second person to say just a flesh wound, so we'll go ahead and give you a second try at another quote there.
My dad would say that one all the time. So we grew up kind of working on the farm, right? He'd get cut up on something and he'd be like, "Ah, it's just a flesh wound." So he would say that one all the time.
All right, Kush.
I guess I'll go ahead and message you guys in the private chat to what mine is. So.
All right, good. Kush says, "I don't want to talk to you no more, you empty-headed animal food trough wiper. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt the elderberries."
Dude.
Oh.
That's great.
I blow snot in your general direction.
Oh.
That's so funny.
What? African or European? So, what? I don't know that. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the capital of Assyria? Stop. What is your name? What is your question?
Do we have another any more rolling in?
Dude, there's so many. It's gonna be hard for
Yeah.
them to figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know you sent us your favorite, but just in case it doesn't show up, we'll let you just pick one off of the live stream of chat too.
Okay.
All right, so we'll give you guys let's just say 30 more seconds to stream in the quotes from.
The next one that makes me laugh, just or even smile.
There you go.
Perfect.
Stream them in right now. Oh, that movie, that makes me smile. That's for sure. Good choice. I have not seen that movie in a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that back.
Raventoe definitely got it. I had a smile on that one. We are no longer the knights who say
Me.
me, and made me think of them just go me.
Yeah.
Isn't it like that we are now the knights of Ika something?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
That's great. All right, so special request here now. When you do your dungeon crawler game, there has to be a Monty Python and the Holy Grail throwback quest.
I want to see a rabbit enemy.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
That's
like
where the
boss.
That's where the rabbit foot's gonna come from.
All right.
Oh,
That's excellent.
yes.
Yes.
Some endgame alpha here.
Right there.
Hey, if Kingdom Studios will let me do it, I'll do it. I'll do it, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh. All right, congrats, Raventoe.
Yep. Just send me OX and or you could just DM me, bless9326. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Well, Bless, thanks for coming on. This has been a lot of fun. Neindorf, thank you as always. And listeners out there, awesome job. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate the support, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks.